It's Good Times, Great Oldies.
Live every Monday night from the WMVO studio, it's Tyler Mathias for the winter season of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. Get ready as we'll talk with all the players and coaches from the area about everything winter sports. The Monday Night Sports Talk Show is brought to you by our title sponsor, Griffin Insurance, as well as Buckeye Stoves, Page One Group, and Papa John's. Now, here's Tyler Mathias live on WMVO Radio, Facebook, and YouTube.
All right, welcome in. It's the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show here on WMVO, presented by, of course, Griffin Insurance and brought to you in part by Buckeye Stoves, Papa John's of Mount Vernon, and Page One Group. I even have this mug full of water that I'm drinking because I don't drink coffee. You guys drink coffee?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No, none of you? Okay. So only Jared drinks coffee. There's not coffee in this. It is water. Appreciate you guys joining us here. We've got Jared Pryor, the head coach, the Fredericktown Freddies, Kit Bellman, Maya Bryant, Ella Boughton. Thank you so much for joining us here on the program. And we're going to talk about the Fredericktown Freddies, who sit at 2-0. And you've got your first conference game coming up tomorrow night as you take on the Cardington Lincoln Pirates. And then Friday night, you host the East Knox Bulldogs, who are just in the other room. There will be a boxing match when this is over now. But we appreciate you guys spending some time with us here, eating some Papa John's pizza, and we'll get you some mugs. I think Jared has like 11 of them in his cupboard, so he's ready. He's got them all set. Uses one every day of the week. But let's, first off, before we talk about some of the games that you guys have played in, talk about the makeup of this year's team. And, it has to start with the fact that your all-time leading scorer is no longer in school and moved on to Shawnee State. I know she's maybe done some volleyball or something. I don't know if she's going to play basketball. I assume she would. But for now, you don't have her on this team this year. So let's look at the makeup of this group. And you talk about three of the girls that are in here right now have significant varsity experience. So it's not like you go into it and you say, oh, we don't have anybody. The cupboard is not bare for you guys. But certainly it's got to be an adjustment a little bit when you lose the all-time leading scorer in school history.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're really blessed to have 6 seniors that are all skilled and talented, have been with us and know what's going on. But you're right. I mean, it's been a little bit different that we lost Callie, and she's the all-time leader in points, and we just play a little different now. I think that we don't rely on one person, and everybody has a chance to score. And so far it's been good, and we just got to keep playing as a team and moving the ball, and everybody just being aggressive.
Is this a team that wants to get up and down the floor? You want to play in the half court? You pressure people. What does the Fredericktown Freddies girls basketball team want to do, Jared?
Well, we want to get out and run. We got a kid that has an absolute cannon for an arm, Ella Boughton.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids will tell you, if you're on the court, you better be looking, or else she'll throw it and she'll hit you in the head.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She will throw it.
Yeah.
And we want to get up and run, and we also are working, taking care of the ball, too.
Yeah.
We got to find that happy medium. But
all right. Now, with Callie gone, who's running the point? Or is it a shared responsibility? Who's running? So.
No, Ella's really stepped up. Ella's a great leader, and she's done a great job taking care of the ball so far.
Yeah, and it's got to be tough too. She got the size, but you have somebody running the point and can control the pace of the game. So you got to be a tough decision, right?
Yeah, we've been working with Ella to get her some different opportunities. I mean, she's the point guard and sets the tempo, but also we're trying to get her opportunities to attack the rim and use her size and strength. So just trying to, like we talked about, trying to find that happy medium.
Yeah. You getting up and pressuring people? You playing in the half court? What do you do defensively?
Yeah, I mean, so far we've just been playing man defense. We do a nice job helping each other and talking on screens and helping the helper we talk a lot about. So far, just man-to-man defense.
Now, I know you guys don't believe this, but I actually played basketball. I know, this probably shocks you. You're like, he's in radio, he never played any basketball. Not that I was... anything relevant or anything like that. But I do know about helping off the screens and helping on the backside, on the weak side, stuff like that. So I do know a little bit about basketball. So I want you guys to know that off the top. Before we get into talking about some of the games this season that you played, some of the games coming up and things like that, it's probably not as relevant at Fredericktown, let's be honest, as it maybe would be at a bigger school. But NIL is, been talked about, and, you were at Mount Vernon, and we probably don't have to.
Kids on the team.
So let's talk about the Knoxmore Athletic Conference as you go into this year. You think about it, you mentioned it before, that Kayla's gone from Centerburg, Callie's gone for you guys. And so you got two of the top scorers, or the two top scorers from the conference are now gone. And you kind of liken it to that movie Coach Carter. You ever seen that movie? Where he gets mad in the gym and he throws the ball across there and he says, "I'm done." And he says, "Well, that was our leading scorer from last year." And he says, "Well, it looks like we're going to have a new leading scorer this year." And so a situation like that, you just don't really know, what the league can completely look like. But from a coach's perspective, what do you see with the Knoxville Athletic Conference this year, Jared?
It's a great league. We learned last year that anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah.
And it's filled with talent top to bottom. And like we talked about, a lot of the seniors that graduated are pretty good. If you look at who won first team and second team, it was a lot of seniors that graduated. And so it's really exciting to see who's going to step up. And I think that we're lucky that we have a lot of seniors that have been playing. And so I think that it'll benefit us that we'll be right there.
Is this your third year?
Yeah.
All right, I thought so, but I wanted to just make sure. What have you maybe learned in 2 years and going into this third year at Fredericktown?
A lot.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time talking about what I've learned. I think the biggest thing is just building the culture. You got to have the kids that trust you and believe in you and respect you. And I think that's both ways. I've tried to do a better job of connecting with these kids and giving them choices and giving them a chance to be leaders. And I think that's gone a long way, and it just helps the whole program.
Ella, are you the last Boughton that's coming through here?
Yes.
Okay, there's no more coming. Okay, well, I wasn't sure. So this is your senior year. Have you just moved that mic away from Jared? Then you can turn it back there in a minute. We talked about the fact that last year you had Callie, and you kind of looked towards her because she had a great career and things like that. But you guys had a good season too. I remember some of the box scores last year and seeing all your guys' names in there as well. But how much of an adjustment is it to say, okay, well, we don't have can't look to your right and there's Callie if you need a big shot or something like that, and you say, hey, we've got to trust what we have this year, and you guys certainly have the experience. What's kind of been the thought process going into the season? What's maybe Jared mentioned about your role going into this season as well?
Yeah, I think it's a different look. Everybody's kind of got a role, but also everybody can do everything. And Callie on the outside, few people versus just one people to make the time shots. And without Kennedy on the inside, Grace Maya had to step up, and Peyton too, just getting rebounds.
Yeah. Now, are you going to Michigan State?
Yeah.
All right. Just go on there to throw, though, not per.
Yeah, to throw.
The coach there at Michigan State used to coach at Ashland, right? Yeah, so there you go. She coached at Ashland University. So if you're over there and you're like, by the way, I played some hoops in high school, might have your opportunity. What do you want to accomplish here in your senior season, your final year at Fredericktown?
I think just to finish strong. I don't think it depends on winning games or not. I think it's how well we execute in those games that really depends on if the season's good or not.
When you look back, though, at last season and you say, okay, these are some of the growth points we have to have going into this year, what are some of the things that you want to see from the team as a whole going into this year?
I think defensively I want to be more aggressive, including myself, but also turnovers, which I'm really bad about. But overall, I think just smart turnovers are better than just traveling or that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Appreciate Ella joining us here. And Maya, as you look at going into this season, well, you guys already played 2 games, but and you get the conference portion of this started tomorrow as well. What do you want to accomplish this year? What are some of the goals that you set for yourself and the team going into this year?
For myself, I just want to play strong no matter what. And always don't give up. If I'm missing shots, I just want to get back and forget about it, because that's I've always missed a shot and then gone in my head, so I just don't want to do that this year. And then for the team, I just want us to have fun and Ella said, finish strong in every single game and just play good and just have fun with all the girls and make the most of it.
As you look at the Athletic Conference, what do you see from a player perspective with the Knoxville Athletic Conference? It's a competitive league, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that with us losing Callie and Sennenberg losing Kayla, and I know that other teams have lost some key players definitely, and I think that there's just a lot of adjusting. So I think it'll just depend on who adjusts better. Losing those players. Yeah,
how is your experience? So you guys all have some experience. It's not like you come in here and you go, okay, well, Callie's gone. Oh boy, what are we gonna do? You've all played at the varsity level and things like that. Has that helped even with that transition? Now, obviously, you guys are 2-0 to start the year.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps, especially with us 3 playing with each other for the past 4 years. I think it's we have built a lot of trust over the years, and Grayson playing up last year, we've definitely built trust with her too. So I think it's all good that we all trust each other.
Yeah. Kit, as you look at going into this season, what do you want to accomplish for the team and individually as well?
I think for the team, it's going to be about keeping our spirits up, because lots of times we go into halftime and we come back out and we're not ready to play the third quarter and we get stuck. So I think it's going to be important to stay motivated and keep our energy up through the whole game. And I think personally, my goal this year is to be a threat on offense and on defense, and to just be a leader for the girls and help the younger girls, because once we're gone next year, the girls need to know what they're doing, not have to be told what to do.
Yeah,
so,
excellent. Well, how important is this group here? Because we talk about experience. You can't teach experience, Jared. I mean, it's just they have this experience. They played before.
We only have one junior. And so, like Kit said, I mean, they got to know what they're doing. That way, going forward, we can still be a successful program. I don't want this to be we lose 6 seniors and we're terrible next year.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be. We still have a lot of talent. But like you said, you can't coach experience. So we're trying to get kids some minutes this year. Hopefully we can get some bigger leads than we've had so far and get kids some varsity time.
Yeah. And that's a big thing with the school like Fredericktown, because I went to Centerburg, not to tell you guys that and then you want to leave the interview. But no, but with the school like that, you always have to pepper in kids, even if they're not really, if you have big expectations for your team. So then it's like when these guys are gone, it's not a complete shock to them when they get at the varsity level and underneath the Friday night or Tuesday night lights or Saturday night lights. It makes it where they are prepared when their time comes.
Yeah, just getting a lot of kids' feet wet, getting everybody some minutes. That way we can have a good program.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about some of the games you guys have played already. And then obviously you got a couple of games at home this week, hosting Cardington tomorrow night, and then at home against the East Knox Bulldogs, who are right out there. They're going to be talking with us the second half of the show as well tonight. We do want to thank Buckeye Stoves, Griffin Insurance, Papa John's of Mount Vernon, and Page One Group. And Jared even brought the cup in to show the logo. There it is. I don't know if anybody saw that. I'm not really sure how the camera works. But let's take this break. We'll come back and more of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show coming up.
Good afternoon for your ONN Sports Update. I'm Brandon Beam. Ohio State, Indiana getting ready to tussle on Saturday over in Indianapolis for the Big Ten Championship, number 1 and number 2 in the country. Respectfully, we just heard from Ryan Day last hour. He believes both teams should get a bye in the college football playoff regardless of what happens. Indiana's Kurt Signetti does not think so.
I think you're playing this game for a reason. The Big Ten Championship means an awful lot. And I think the way you play should mean something, because it's a game. It'll be the last thing you put on the field. And I don't expect any handouts. We've earned everything up to this point, and we've got to earn it on Saturday.
We also have Miami in action for a shot at the MAC title on Saturday afternoon up in Detroit. We also got some college football news today. Michigan State set to finalize a 5-year contract for Pat Fitzgerald, the former Northwestern coach, to become the new head coach of Sparty. UCLA set to hire Bob Chesney of James Madison. And down in the SEC, Mark Stoops was fired by Kentucky. And LSU coach Lane Kiffin, he will be paid his college football playoff bonuses by LSU for how good Ole Miss does in the playoffs, even though he's not the coach. Blue Jackets and Cavs both in action tonight. Blue Jackets in New Jersey to take on the Devils. Cavs in Indianapolis to take on the Pacers. Both those games start at 7. Monday Night Football today in Foxborough. You got the 10-2 Patriots entertaining the 2-10 Giants. And Bengals coach Zach Taylor today pretty much saying that Trey Hendrickson is doubtful against the Bills on Sunday. For your ONN Sports, I'm Brandon Beam.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. It's not too late to purchase a pellet stove and get a free ton of pellets for the winter season. Harmon offers top-of-the-line pellet stoves like the infamous P68. Also, if you have a chimney and need a suite, we do that too. We use nothing but the best with Copperfield products like Home Saver, Rovac, and Duravent to allow your chimney to remain safe, clean, and durable. Stop by our showroom, Buckeye Stoves, on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. Visit us on the web at buckeyestoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
When you're craving better ingredients and better pizza, Papa John's on Coshocton Avenue delivers. Locally owned by Bill Spitzer, Papa John's is feeding Mount Vernon fresh hot pizza, wings, and those irresistible garlic butter breadsticks. Order tonight from 855 Coshocton Avenue or call 740-397-6644. Carry out, delivery, or order ahead online. Papa's, locally owned, big flavor, right here in Mount Vernon. 740-397-6644. That's Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
You're listening to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, brought to you in part by Griffin Insurance, Buckeye Stoves, Page One.
First game, the second game was turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at turnovers from the first game, and Highland ran a weird zone we weren't used to. So I think that was a big difference too. But just cutting down turnovers against Utica, we didn't turn it over, quite as much as the first game, and that was definitely helpful.
Again, we appreciate Jared Pryor joining us here on the program and to talk about the season so far. And in that game against Utica, 39-37, close basketball game. Probably good to play in a game like that early in the season, right? I mean, when you got to get to the point where you play in those tough games. So what happened in that game to be able to pull out a close win against the Utica Redskins and now set yourself up going into conference play with a 2-0 record?
Just the patience of the kids. It was tight the whole game. I think the biggest lead we had was 6. We were up 38-32, and we watched film today and talked about a situation where we could have played some stall and kept the ball away from them. And like you said, though, those close games are huge because that's how you get better.
Two games. What stood out from a player perspective of those first two games?
I think we all just had a lot of patience, and we were very trusting each other. I think there was some moments at Highland we definitely rushed things when we shouldn't have, just because the score, when they were up 11-2, I think we were just trying to get back into it and rushing a bunch of stuff. So I think we did a lot better job Utica, just slowing everything down and looking for what's open. And even if you were open, if the guards are open, Ella, she was open and so was Kit, and they would both take time to look into the post to see if there was an easier shot to take instead of chucking up a 3. So I think that's very helpful.
Kit, besides calling timeouts for the team, what else? What else stood out for you in the win against Highland and a close win against the Utica Redskins?
I think our defense last year we relied a lot on our 2-3, and we played about the same 6 or 7 girls every single game. So I think coming into playing lots of man this year, at least in the past 2 games, it was a switch because we don't have the same communication style with everybody. But I think we have adjusted very well and working on it in practice and doing help side and switching and having those conversations, especially with the younger girls who don't have the experience, that has really stood out in the past 2 games.
And Coach, is this a deep team? Is this a team that's going to play 6, 7? How's this team structured in terms of how many you're going to play? I mean, am I going to need to look through the entire roster when I call the game? I mean, how's this going to work?
Our first 2 games, we've had 9 kids getting minutes.
Okay, yeah.
So, I think that's
that's a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah, there's a lot of kids that I believe in, and, just like you talked about, keep getting kids minutes.
Yeah, and when you look at this week, home against Cardington, home against East Knox, it's important to win the home games, especially in conference, because you get the shot at it's a home and home type situation here. So, what do you want to see from your group this week at home? Again, hosting Cardington. We're supposed to be there Friday night. I know it's going to be a little bit. Now, is every game kind of an early start? Like it says 6:45 tomorrow night. Is that right? Or is
that we're going to need to look at that because this morning we heard that it was only 2 quarters for JV.
Yeah, that's what I was told by Tim Doubt for Friday.
And then Mr. Doubt texted me at, some point tonight that said it's a full game. So JV will be 4 quarters.
I'm now confused.
Yeah.
I'll have to text him because I don't know.
It'll be normal. It's because of JV, because unfortunately, and we're probably going to have this problem next year, a lot of JV teams don't have enough kids to play 4 quarters because they need them for varsity. And so that's why it would be listed like that.
Yeah, that's how it was the other night. We did a Centerburg game, started at 5:30. So there you go. So what do you want to see against Cardington? Cardington's a team that usually will pressure you, get up in your face, and try to force turnovers. And the East Knox Bulldogs, we're going to be talking with them here shortly as well. A team that can score the basketball too. They're 1-1 right now. So what do you want to see from your group this week in those 2 games in conference? It's a big early season test.
Yeah, both those teams got us at home last year, and I let the kids know it every day. I put it on the scoreboard. I put 44-32 on the scoreboard the last couple of days of practice. And
that was the Cardington game.
That was the Cardington game, yeah. And, they're talented. They're a good group, and we know them, and we just got to play our game. some of the words we've talked about so far are patience and taking care of the ball. And so we got to take care of business.
Yep. Ella, what do you want to see this week? You're hosting Cardington. You're hosting East Knox. I know less turnovers, but anything else that kind of stands out to what you guys need to do to pick up these couple of wins, stay undefeated, and go 2-0 in the conference this week?
I mean, I'd like to see
2 dubs.
I think just being able to withstand ball pressure throughout all of our guards and anybody being able to bring up the ball up the court. And I think we need to have a strong post appearance this week. Just they did lose a few bigs for both teams, so I'd just like to see that.
Yeah, Maya, what do you want to see out of your team this week? You're hosting Cardington, hosting East Knox. We talk about the importance of winning at home. It is important, especially in conference play. What do you want to see from your teammates this week and from yourself?
I just want everyone to play together and trust in each other and trust our training and what we've worked on at practice and everything that we've gone over. And for myself, I just want to be able to play good defense and again knock it in my head. And same thing for the whole team. Just have everyone stay positive throughout the whole game and finish the whole way through.
What do you want to see this week, guys? You got a couple of conference games here.
I'd say not getting sped up, making sure that we're playing our game and when things go off the rails, because you just never know what's going to happen in a game. Sometimes the refs aren't calling things our way, just staying controlled and playing smart basketball.
All right. They're going to send you a fine letter for that. So no, I'm teasing you. But, Coach, you think about this year and, some of your goals as a coach. Obviously, you want to compete for a conference championship, and I think you can with this group that you have here to win a conference championship. And then kind of see what happens in tournament play. Now, what division are you guys in tournament play?
We're 5 again.
Okay, so still in Division 5, which is tough.
It's tough. It's
it's you go into the tournament draw, you don't even really know what to do because everybody's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, there's no easy place to pick. We got together as a team last year at the tournament draw, and it took us the whole time. They're like, "Coach, you ready?" No, I'm not ready. Let me think. And so, I think we made the right choice last year, but I want to do the same thing. I want to win the conference. I want to make a run at a district championship.
Yeah, and to the fans at Fredericktown are great, and so go out there and cheer on these girls tomorrow night and on Friday night at home, and we'll let you know about our plan. I think we're going to be there Friday night, so we'll have that on the WMVO Facebook page and YouTube. And I guess we're going to have to talk to Tim Dowd to see what time the game's at. No, I'm just teasing. But we'll get it figured out, and we'll plan on being out there as well. We appreciate you guys stopping in here today, and I know you mentioned you got 6 seniors, so we'll try to get the other 3 down here as well, hopefully, and chat with us as well. But thank you, ladies, for joining us tonight. Hopefully the food was great for you. Show the logo again if you can with that cup. There you go. Great. All right. Papa John's endorser here, Jared Pryor. All right. Appreciate you guys joining us. East Knox, we're going to talk with them next. We do want to thank Buckeye Stoves, Griffin Insurance, Papa John's of Mount Vernon, and Page One Group with the mug here, wherever I'm showing that. I don't know. But it's a Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show on WMVO. East Knox coming up after the break.
Brought to you by Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
It's 7:31.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. It's not too late to purchase a pellet stove and get a free ton of pellets for the winter season. Harmon offers top-of-the-line pellet stoves like the infamous P68. Also, if you have a chimney and need a suite, we do that too. We use nothing but the best with Copperfield products like Home Saver, Rovac, and Duravent to allow your chimney to remain safe, clean, and durable. Stop by our showroom, Buckeye Stoves, on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. Visit us on the web at buckeyestoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
When you're craving better ingredients and better pizza, Papa John's on Coshocton Avenue delivers. Locally owned by Bill Spitzer, Papa John's is feeding Mount Vernon fresh hot pizza, wings, and those irresistible garlic butter breadsticks. Order tonight from 855 Coshocton Avenue or call 740-397-6644. Carry out, delivery, or order ahead online. Papa John's, locally owned, big flavor, right here in Mount Vernon. 740-397-6644. That's Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
To every referee, umpire, and judge in high school sports, we want to say, we see you.
We see everything you do for us that goes unnoticed.
We see the positive role models that you are.
We see the way you get unfairly criticized just for doing your job.
The truth is, we couldn't play without you.
So thank you for investing your time in us.
Thank you for protecting the integrity of the game, no matter what.
We hope you always know how much we appreciate you.
Because without you, this is just recess. It's not really a game.
Thank you for always making it possible for us to play the sports we love.
Want to serve the students in your community? Sign up to become an official in Ohio at highschoolofficials.com.
WMVO Weather Center forecast.
Currently 30 degrees with a few clouds. The wind is from the southeast at 4 miles per hour. The forecast for this evening, cloudy with light wind with a chance of light snow. Temp around 28. Overnight, cloud-filled skies with heavy snow showers. Temperature 27 degrees. And then tomorrow, cloudy with some wind with a chance of light snow. 31 degrees. That's Storm Track weather on the heart of Knox County. WMVO.
Listening to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, brought to you in part by Griffin Insurance, Buckeye Stoves, Page One Group, and Papa John's.
All right, we welcome you back here. It is the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, and a big thanks once again to the Fredericktown Lady Freddies for joining us. They host Cardington tomorrow and host the East Knox Bulldogs on Friday. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs have road trips scheduled for this week, so you got to go on the road to Loudonville. I believe that's tomorrow, right? Yes. And then at Fredericktown to end this week as well. Ron Looney's with us. Thank you so much for joining us here. And also Melina Strebe, right? I want to make sure I say this right. And Jasmine Smith, because I've actually called people the wrong name when they had a name tag on, so it's a wonderful experience. All right, and Coach, I got to ask you, though, right off the top, how are you related to Chet Looney?
He's my brother.
He's your brother. Okay, there you go. See, I always wondered, and he just got inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and now you're next.
Well, I don't think so.
Huh?
I'm too old.
Oh, you can. Hey, you certainly can. Well, we appreciate you guys spending some time. East Knox girls basketball 1-1 on the season, and we're going to look back at some of those matchups that you guys have had to start the year. But, Coach, you take over from Andy Todd. But the transition's a little bit different because, I mean, you've been an assistant there, so it's not like you don't know what the process is or anything like that. So when taking this job, what were the decisions that you had to make to say, hey, I do want to take over this program and continue making East Knox basketball great?
Well, the decisions, I consulted my wife.
Yeah.
And I prayed about it, and I thought, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm really blessed by our young ladies are fantastic.
Yeah. Now, you have coached in the senior showcase, but you're going to have to do it again at some point. We're going to get you over there. And my teams, I would say they don't lose, but we lost last year. So I guess then it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. Mandy just wanted to finish out on top.
She did.
She just wanted to win that senior showcase game. Yep. And then she moves right on. All right, but with this group for East Knox, and we talked about this is kind of the same with Fredericktown, it's the same at Centerbury, same at Danville, is that, you have what you have. Believe it or not, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of NIL deals at East Knox.
No.
I don't think there's going to be many in the KMAC. Although, like I say, you can show the logo of Papa John's if you want to do that. Yeah. But when you look at NIL, I won't even get into it a whole lot because there's not going to be a whole lot of effect for you. But as you get into this year with this group, what stands out with this team? Because it's different every year almost. I mean, unless you bring everybody back, Yeah, and you could say, well, it's the same as last year, but with this group, what stands out with the East Knox Bulldogs this year? Some of the cons, some of the pros, some of the strengths, some of the weaknesses.
Well, our strength is our maturity.
Yeah.
Because these girls have a couple of years of varsity experience.
Mhm.
They've led her 2 years, both of these guys. So our experience is going to come in handy. And we like to get out and run.
Yeah. Is that just what everybody wants to do anymore? There's not a lot of teams that play the half court anymore.
No.
They can get out and run.
No.
And you got things to do.
Yeah.
Places to be.
I think it's more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you could utilize speed more than size than you used to be. Because when I was in school, yes, and I was talking with Frederick down there when Loudonville held the ball for 4 overtimes and we lost the game. But it's kind of harder to play in the half court. So many teams, even when you're younger and stuff, are so used to just getting out and running and things, and you kind of have to stick with it when you get to the varsity level, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of discipline in that half court.
Yeah.
So it's easier to get out and run. You can have more freedom.
Yeah. You have a lot of size. You have a lack of size.
We have a lack of size.
Lack of size. So you got to get out and run.
Yeah.
You don't want to play in the half court. You guys are like, no. Who's guarding the post if you get down there?
Usually it's Jasmine.
And Jasmine, you're stuck with guarding the post. I'm like, that girl's 6'3". Good luck. Coach, when you think about getting into this season and the Knoxmore Athletic Conference, what stands out to you with the conference? Obviously, we mentioned Callie's gone, Kayla's gone, but you guys lost a lot of pieces too. I mean, Sydney Opper's gone. You lost Ella Diven. Yeah, you lost some really good pieces there, and so you lost some good pieces with that group and things. So when you look at the Knoxmore Athletic Conference, what stands out with this? Do you feel like it's a wide open conference? Do you feel like, hey, we can compete? What do you think about this conference?
It's tough. I mean, Fairtown is going to be really good.
Yeah,
they're loaded with the seniors, and then I think Centerburg's going to be good.
Yeah. Centerburg opened up the season. I think they were up like 44-10 or something like that in their first game.
They're tough.
Yeah, they're a pretty good team there as well with Bill Abner and that group. And so looking forward to seeing what the East Knox Bulldogs could do as the season goes on. We're going to talk about the first couple of games of the year. Jasmine, as you look at this season and going into it, obviously you guys played a couple of games already, and I was asking some of the girls there from Fredericktown, what do you want to accomplish? Or you have some goals for yourself, maybe some of the things you worked on in the offseason, some of the things going into the year? What are some of the goals that you have for yourself and the team in 2025-26?
So some goals for myself, I think just like trying to encourage everyone, really trying to play as a team. Mm-hmm. And then from like the team, we really push like attitude and effort. Mm-hmm. So I think just those.
All right. For you, Melina, what stands out to this year? Were you injured some last year too? Is that right? That's
what
I thought.
A little bit.
You dealt with some injuries. I think you were out a couple of games that I broadcasted. So what stands out for this year and some of the things you want to accomplish?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is we have a lot of good players. Like we have solid players, and we're going to be really fast, and just our team, like how we're going to win is as a team. We can't play me ball. We have to like spread it out. And then for myself, I just want to like be able to encourage, like Jasmine said, and just be a leader.
Yeah, Coach, something that Melina just said there is you want to play fast, but you also got to play under control, because you want to get out and you want to run and stuff like that. But if you're, as Ella was kind of mentioning with Fredericktown, if you're turning the basketball over all the time, it doesn't really do anything for you to get out and run. So what's kind of been the message you've stressed to this group when you do get out and run, and some of the things they need to focus on and getting out in transition?
Well, we talked about it tonight at practice. Our goal is the ball is precious.
No.
We can't turn it over. We got to handle it like it's precious and take care of it.
Yeah.
And we get out and run, but we got to do it our way. We got to just be steady.
Yeah. Moving the basketball is so important at the high school level too. I mean, it's important at every level. Yeah. You don't really see it much in the NBA if you guys watch the NBA very much, because all they do is chuck up threes. And I don't watch the NBA very much. I could get on a soapbox there about that if you want me to, but I will avoid that. But sharing the basketball and being a team is so important, especially at this level where you guys are. I think you guys are what, Division 5 or 6, right?
We are 6.
Division 6 there at East Knox too. I mean, you got to share the basketball, because a lot of times, sometimes you will have somebody that's just incredibly good, and it's like, wow, this is amazing. But a lot of times you got to play as a team, or else things are just not going to work out. And it's just like a offensive line has to be together if a guy's going to be a good running back and things like that. It's kind of the same concept there in basketball, isn't it?
It's like our first game, our 5 starters, 3 with 8 points and 2 with 9.
Yeah.
So that's
he's got to spread the wealth.
Yeah.
It's not going to be one person for this year. We're going to talk about some of the games that you guys have played and look back at those games, and then obviously look forward to the games you played this week, both on the road at Loudonville, at Fredericktown. So you guys got a couple of road contests this week, but looking forward to you guys being able to play some basketball as well, as long as the weather cooperates, because you never really know. I don't know if we're going to get a bunch of snow. Who knows? Hopefully not. Ron Looney's with us, Melina Strebe, and Jasmine Smith. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. Let's take this break. We'll come back. We'll talk more with the East Knox Bulldogs next on WMVO.
Is brought to you by Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
It's 7:44.
This is Lorraine from Buckeye Stoves. It's not too late to purchase a pellet stove and get a free ton of pellets for the winter season. Harmon offers top-of-the-line pellet stoves like the infamous P68. Also, if you have a chimney and need a suite, we do that too. We use nothing but the best with Copperfield products like Home Saver, Rovac, and Duravent to allow your chimney to remain safe, clean, and durable. Stop by our showroom, Buckeye Stoves, on State Route 95 in Fredericktown. Visit us on the web at buckeyestoves.com. Buckeye Stoves, the cozy way to save.
Page One Group in beautiful Mount Vernon has your best interest in mind when it comes to you and your printing needs. Whether it's printing, design, laser engraving, or sublimation, there isn't a texture we can't print on. Promotional products are how you keep people coming back, and that's where we come in. Your business is our business. Page One Group, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Call 740-397-0262 and visit us on Scott Road.
When you're craving better ingredients and better pizza, Papa John's on Coshocton Avenue delivers. Locally owned by Bill Spitzer, Papa John's is feeding Mount Vernon fresh hot pizza, wings, and those irresistible garlic butter breadsticks. Order tonight from 855 Coshocton Avenue or call 740-397-6644. Carry out, delivery, or order ahead online. Papa John's, locally owned, big flavor, right here in Mount Vernon. 740-397-6644. That's Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Whether it's your home, farm, auto, business, RV, or boat, Griffin Insurance has you covered. Located at 300 Coshocton Avenue in Mount Vernon, we've been protecting what matters most to Knox County for decades. Call 740-397-7488 today and experience the trusted local service you deserve. Griffin Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you know.
WMVO Weather Center forecast.
Currently 30 degrees with a few clouds. The wind is from the southeast at 4 miles per hour. The forecast for this evening, cloudy with light wind with a chance of light snow. Temp around 28. Overnight, cloud-filled skies with heavy snow showers. Temperature 27 degrees. And then tomorrow, cloudy with some wind with a chance of light snow. 31 degrees. That's storm track weather on the heart of Knox County. WMVO.
Listening to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, brought to you in part by Griffin Insurance, Buckeye Stoves, Page One Group, and Papa John's.
All right, we are back here on the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, and since that guy already said who the sponsors were, I won't say it once again, but the East Knox Bulldogs girls basketball team 1-1 on the season, and look to a couple of K-MAC games going into this week, and just like we talked with the Fredericktown Freddies, kind of the same situation that you guys have there. But Coach, when we talk about the non-conference games, and you beat Ridgewood to open the season, then you lose to Northridge, how much say do you have in terms of, because I know there was a switch with the AD, you had Scott was there, and now Bailey's there, and it's kind of a different situation about who. I don't know how it exactly works. Do you have a say in what non-conference games you guys play?
No, I didn't have any say this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can in the future.
With the scrimmages, I had a say.
Yeah.
But with the schedule, I really didn't have a say.
Yeah, but still, the non-conference games, those are important because you kind of learn about your team a little bit, and you get the kinks out before you get to the conference play as well. So you open the season, hey, you get that. Is this like your first time being a head coach?
Of basketball, yeah.
Of basketball. Where were you head coach of before?
I coached the softball team for about 4 years.
At East Knox?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yep. I like playing. It's co-ed softball, but it's a little bit different. So when you open the season, you beat Ridgewood 46-36 to open the season. What stood out to you in a win there? You open the year, you go, okay, we know we have a couple of kids that have some varsity experience and things. We don't have a lot of size, but we come out with a win. What were some of the positives and some of the things you said, hey, we still have to work on despite the victory here?
Well, the positive in that game was our teamwork because we all worked together in that game, and we pushed the ball down the floor. And I mean, they were bigger and stronger than we were, but we handled that. So, it was positive.
For you, Jasmine, what stood out in that game? Coach mentioned, one thing that he saw. What did you see in that win against the Ridgewood?
Yeah, like he said, I think we definitely played as a team. Like looking at the score, you could see that obviously, and we also transitioned into like a zone, which was like different for us because we'd never practiced it before. But I think that really helped us too.
What was that, 2-3 zone type of thing? Okay, so. That's it is a little bit different, now I played some zone defense when I was in school and things like that. I kind of liked it because I was a big guy. I just kind of stood in the paint. You couldn't get 3 seconds defensively. So I just stand in the paint. And I didn't do too much there. For you, Melina, what stood out to you in the game against Ridgewood?
I don't think there was any time where we didn't have effort. Everybody out there, no quit the whole time.
Coach, we also heard, not to just talk about what Fredericktown talked about too, but it kind of almost coincides with some of the things you guys. But they fell behind, and Kit just said, "Hey, we need to call a timeout," and so they called a timeout and things like that. When you look at the Northridge game, you got to be impressed by your group because despite the fact that you lose that game by 13, 40-27, you trailed in the first quarter 16-1 at one point in that game, and you're able to battle back and you win the rest of the game, but obviously tough to overcome that. But what happened in that first quarter that made it tough for you guys, and then how did you guys bounce back like you did to kind of get back in that game?
Well, it seemed to take us a little time to get into because they were long. I mean, they pressured us really hard, and we turned the ball over quite a few times that first quarter. But once we settled down, we played them even pretty much. So.
And they have that Travis girl, too. And she didn't have a bunch of points in that game.
No, but she's quick.
She's good. Yeah. And that's tough, You get into a situation where they have good players there, and you fall behind like that, it makes it tough to come back. What was the message to your group after that? Faster start? What was maybe the talk with your team after that loss to Northridge?
After the loss to Northridge, we just got to regroup and just go back to basics and just try to just get things together.
Yeah. Looking at that Northridge game there, Jasmine, what was maybe the message from Coach as you're trailing 16-1 and to be able to get back in that game? You lose by 13, so you outscored them by 3 the rest of the way after falling behind there or outscored them by 2 there. But what was kind of the message that he gave you, and how did you guys respond from a player's perspective?
So I think we were down quite a bit. I think the message was just no quit. Even though we were down, we still pushed through and managed to sort of come back, I guess.
Was it defensive pressure? What helped you guys to get back in that game? If you were,
I would say we took care of the ball better. I think we slowed down a little bit. I think they pressed us, and I think that was getting us a little bit we were playing too fast.
Yeah. And that can happen a lot in high school, honestly. I've seen that a lot of times where team pressures and that it's just quick points, and then you find yourself in a hole, and then you go, okay, what just happened? It happened pretty quick there. Melina, what happened with that Northridge game that stood out for you that to be able to kind of make a little bit of a comeback after you guys trailed by 15 in the first quarter of that one?
I think as a team, we try to play fast, and as soon as another team forces us to play faster, we just get completely out of sync, and we just had to figure out how to slow back down and keep our cool.
Yeah, Coach, I was just kind of alluding to it, is that sometimes that can happen. They speed you up, And then those maybe turnovers that you don't typically have, they're kind of silly turnovers, and you go, okay, if we would have just, looked down the court, and seen maybe who was open and things like that, then you have that vision when you slow down a little bit. So was that kind of what happened in that game? You guys were able to slow down a little bit, and you were able to get back in the ball game. I'm not sure exactly how the game went. Obviously, you lose 40-27, but you did outscore them after that tough start.
Yeah, and we basically kind of slow things down in your mind.
Yeah,
see the floor better, and just kind of settle in, because they all know how to play.
Yeah,
they're good players, they're good athletes, and we got good leadership on the team.
Well, let's look at this week. You're on the road. I mentioned it at Loudonville, and you kind of talked about Fredericktown a little bit too. I don't know how much you know about Loudonville. I'm sure you probably watched some film. Not that there's a lot of film. It's very early in the season, so there's probably not a lot here. But what do you see with this Loudonville team?
They're going to press us,
yeah,
and they got a couple girls that can shoot the basketball.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not a lot bigger than we are, but we're going to face a good opponent tomorrow night.
Yeah, they had a pretty good volleyball team too, if I recall. So if some of those players are good at basketball, I don't really know. The high school stuff. I see the volleyball things, but you don't really know until you see them. And then, of course, your matchup at Fredericktown, you kind of already talked about. They have some veteran leadership that just left here, the studio as well. So that'll be I think it'll be a good test for you guys early. And you talk about getting into conference play. Is it an expectation to compete for a league title? Is it, hey, we just want to get better and compete with these teams and see what happens?
No, our goal is to compete.
Yeah,
we want to compete for the KMAC.
Well, you guys have an opportunity starting off at Loudonville tomorrow night, and then at Fredericktown. We're planning on being there to live stream that ball game as well. And the East Knox Bulldogs, they play the Redbirds tomorrow on the road. Is that a regular start time for you guys tomorrow night?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I got to ask you before I let you go, because I do this every time East Knox is here. Do you guys have the horn? Is it in the gym? Do they bring that in the gym, or they're not allowed to bring that in the gym?
No, I don't.
Yeah, she's not allowed. Lindsay can't bring.
She can't, because she's usually running the clock.
Yes,
okay, so she can't. She doesn't just pass it off to somebody else. That's what I would do. I'd be like, here you go. Because I went home one night and my wife had this cup, and she said, "Watch this," and she blew into this cup, and it was like a horn. And I said, "What the heck is that? Where'd you get that from?" And so I thought, East Knox, Lindsay could have one of those things. Yeah. But I think she did have one, by my understanding, and they said she couldn't have it. I don't know. I knew she would probably try at some point there. But get to Loudonville and support these girls, and get to Fredericktown, support these girls. And it's always great just to get out to high school basketball. And like I say, Friday night, we'll have to find out exactly when the start time is, because we had conflicting reports. But then tomorrow night, is it kind of regular at Loudonville?
Yeah, we only have 12 players.
Okay.
So our JV will play 2 quarters.
2 quarters, okay. Starting at 6 o'clock, so about 6:45. All right. That's what he told me for Friday, too, but then I was told something different, too. So I'm just kind of confused here. So, but this seems like going to be a fun year for the East Knox Bulldogs, and looking forward to following you guys, seeing how the season progresses for the East Knox Bulldogs. We appreciate you guys spending some time with us here tonight as well, and hopefully enjoyed the pizza. And I meant to have you bring a cup in so you could show the logo, although I don't know what camera to look at, honestly. So I'll just show the logo for this. There's Papa John's on the mug made by Page One Group. Make sure you guys get your mugs on your way out as well. But we do want to thank the East Knox Bulldogs, Fredericktown Freddy's, girls basketball, 2-0 for Fredericktown, 1-1 for East Knox. East Knox hits the road. Fredericktown plays at home this week, so get out to these games, follow the girls, or see the games there at Fredericktown as well this week. But appreciate you guys joining us here. We'll get you back down again to have some pizza and talk some hoops as the season progresses. But once again, a big thanks to Fredericktown and East Knox for joining us. Thanks to Buckeye Stoves, Griffin Insurance, Papa John's of Mount Vernon, Page One Group as well, and Griffin Insurance is our title sponsor. We're back at it next week. Centerburg girls with us, Mount Vernon girls with us as well, and we'll have another great time here from the WMVO studios. But thanks for joining us on the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show here on WMVO.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
Farm, auto, business,